Let us look at how to create a vacancy in Aruti. How do you create an open vacancy in Aruti? To do that, simply select human resource at the top here. Then you go all the way to recruitment tab. Then select recruitment. Then we will have vacancy master right at the top. So pick vacancy master. Then click on new to create a new vacancy. The thing that you need to indicate on this screen. First, you need to indicate if your vacancy is going to be an external vacancy or an internal vacancy. Remember, we have the two options. So in my case, mine is external vacancy, so I'll have to check this box. When you leave this box unchecked, it means your vacancy is internal. But because mine is external, I'll have to check this particular box right here. Then my intention is to have the general public apply to this particular vacancy. So for that reason, I'll have to mark this vacancy as a type that has to be exported to the web. So I will have to select my second checkbox, meaning I'll have to export it to the web. Then I have to select a vacancy title. So you'll find a drop down. Mine, I have test vacancy. So if you have maybe a plan to advertise for a different vacancy title, then you'll have to create a new vacancy title on this master right here. So you have a plus icon here where you can continue to populate this drop down list. For example, you can add a new vacancy title, maybe something like you give it a code and a name. That's what you need, a code and a name, just like what you see down here on the list. So my second vacancy could be computer something like computer analyst, or maybe senior computer analyst. Then you save. So once you save, it falls on that particular drop down. So you simply close and then you can proceed. So you can see now I have two vacancy items on my drop down. So I'll pick senior computer analyst. So there's a number of menus on this screen, but let's focus on the mandatory fields that you must provide before you can eventually save this particular vacancy. So we will ignore the optional fields just for now, but if you want to fill them, you can fill them up. But for now, I'm going to concentrate on the key items that will not allow you to proceed without completing those particular items. So I'll pick department where this particular vacancy will fall. In my case, I'll select admin, or let me pick HR. Then I have to pick the specific job that I actually intend to post as a vacancy. Remember, we have a vacancy title, so the vacancy title could be different from the specific job that you want to advertise for, because the vacancy title is what the job seeker will see on the web. But when it comes to the job, that is the specific job that the job seeker would find when he eventually joins your organization. So in my case, the job title could be something now like a senior computer analyst 2 or 1, something of that sort. So assuming that the specific job title is senior engineer, for example, then I can now pick the opening date of the vacancy. There's always a calendar where you can select, so I'll pick 16th of May 2018, and the closing date of the vacancy I can have as 30th of May 2018. You can also choose the interview start date. It has to come after the closing date of the vacancy, remember that. So maybe it could be something like maybe 1st of June to maybe 4th of June as well. Okay, so you pick an opening date, a closing date as well. Then you go to interview start date and interview closing date as well. You pick them. So these could just be estimates. You don't have to be very sure about these dates, because there are details that you can change anytime when you intend to make changes. So don't be so much tied onto picking the correct dates on the interview start date and closing dates. Just pick estimates for that particular detail. You can always change them when you want to. And then you can pick the shift type. So maybe you'll only find one option. So you select the options from you pick the option from the drop down. You can also pick the employment type, if it's casual or permanent. So there'll be a drop down list. There you go. Once you've done that, there's the second tab, the interview tab. You need to pick the interview type from the drop down. In my case, I'll pick panel interview. If again you can't find your option on the list, there's always a plus icon here where you can add another interview type on the screen, just by adding a code, a unique code, what you don't have on the list, and then a name as well. Then you save, you find it on this list. So I'll pick panel interview in my case, and then I will select other, meaning that maybe the interview coordinator will be from outside. Maybe we are engaging an agency, a recruitment agency or something, so you can choose other. But if you are picking, if the coordinator of the interview is from within your list of staff, then you simply select employee, then you pick that particular employee from the list. For my case, I would prefer to go with other, where I can have an interview coordinator who is not part of my employee list, someone external. So I can have, I can say maybe John Smith. Company, I can say maybe ROT recruitment agency. Then you simply click on add. You can add a contact as well. Then you simply click add. Once you're done, you can now save. There you go. So we have now created a vacancy with a start date of 16th May 2018 and an end date of 30th May 2018. Now you have an open vacancy, yes, but then for this vacancy to be visible out there on your website career section, you'll have to export it to the web. Just close this screen right here, and then they simply click on this export utility, export data, and then choose start. The moment you click on start, Aruti would start exporting this particular vacancy detail to your website. So that is what you need to create a vacancy and then post it to the web.